Hi, I'm Brian Cohn. In 1988, my father Barry founded what is today MULTIPARTS. Dad saw that there was something missing in the automotive aftermarket, and he was going to do something about it. He saw that well-established OES and aftermarket brands could profit from quality parts engineered and manufactured outside their own facilities and even outside their core products and categories. These brands could sell quality parts to their existing and sometimes waiting customers. He bet if he could deliver these brands profit by manufacturing parts and categories they didn't, he'd have a business. More than 30 years later, and we're basically still following Dad's model. And MULTIPARTS is still family owned and privately held. Today, we develop parts and categories for many of the global aftermarket's best known names. But you haven't heard of our work. But that's by design. We're obsessive about confidentiality. But here's what we do. We figure out what tomorrow's aftermarket looks like, and then develop parts and categories that will have a home in it for a long time. We begin by identifying a product with real profit potential. Not sales potential, profit potential. We'll even work from your product ideas. We do the full design, set up the supply chain, and finally, we deliver a quality part to the places and in the quantities that will make you money. We'll even package and custom mark the parts prior to delivery. That's a lot of trust to place in one company.
But MULTIPARTS is no ordinary aftermarket company.
Prior to COVID-19 and the US and worldwide travel restrictions, we'd have you come visit us here at our US headquarters and even come see our European and our Chinese facilities. We'd have dinner together. We'd show you the operation and, no matter what, you'd leave understanding more about MULTIPARTS and wanting to know how we might work together. I'm sorry you couldn't be here, but I'm glad you're virtually here. Considering the complexities of the aftermarket we serve and of many of the products we develop, at the core, our work follows a straightforward process flow. We call it Sigma. So central is Sigma and the custom software we created to power it, that the process flow is literally printed on the walls in each of our main facilities, Minsk, Shanghai, and here at our headquarters in Jupiter, Florida. Sigma, in the hands of our global team, is the backbone of MULTIPARTS. Our Sigma process plays a vital role in unifying our global team. It brings those minds and facilities across the globe together around one plan, with hard milestones framing every critical next stage. Sigma links research and development engineering in the US and Europe with our product development engineering and operations teams working on the ground around the globe to ensure our suppliers are in compliance with all our requirements. Sigma is the hub of a very big wheel. As that wheel turns, we build quality into the process, which is a lot different than attempting to raise that quality at the end of a process. Sigma isn't off the shelf. We built this platform and the development process around it using wisdom gained over the last 60 years in the aftermarket. Research, sourcing, engineering, quality control, everything we learn about a part and its manufacturing process is built into Sigma. That data has been aggregating for decades. The lessons learned and all the efficiency that brings is focused into every program. Let me take you quickly from stages 0 to 6 of this Sigma process. We begin at investigation. To help explain, we're using the electric, engine-mounted water pump for the Toyota Prius. We'll use this as an example to show you our Sigma platform and our entire development process. Now, this is an example, but it's an actual MULTIPARTS program. So this is as real as it gets. The investigation stage is less structured than other Sigma stages, by design. Investigation is where science and art come together. The data is easily 90% of everything we do. We secure objective and subjective sources to test and illuminate our analysis. Much of our research is protected and proprietary. But this is also where we rely on those decades of experience and many past lessons learned. Specifically, we're asking, does this part or category, in this case the Prius hybrid electric water pump, have real profit potential, not just sales potential? Can this thing make money? Well, there are more than 2.5 million Toyota and Lexus hybrids on US roads today. that use this specific pump series, and another 1.2 million in the EU. The overall number of vehicles using electronically controlled water pumps entering the maintenance market is growing, and repairs are increasing. We saw no reliable alternative to the OEM, and nothing on the horizon. At this point, we thought, maybe we have something. Sigma Stage 1 is product initiation. This stage is where we formalize all the incoming information, all the data, the research, even our opinion, regulatory considerations, vehicle applications, intellectual property or IP discovery. All of it is being fed into the Sigma project management module, setting up the project plan and the basic design specifications. With this Prius water pump in IP discovery, we found several patents of concern and even active patent litigation. All of it led our lawyers to conclude that there was a high risk of litigation exposure with any direct reproduction. But our engineers also saw that we could design a much more robust part than the original and circumvent the patents in the process. So what began as a reproduction morphed into a complex system redesign, including a new electronics package. Among the design solutions, our re-engineering from the OEM plastic housing to die-cast aluminum addressed the original part's major on-vehicle failure point. The redesign achieved all our goals. It removes the threat of patent litigation, it improves product reliability, it differentiates in the market, it improves counter-sales appeal, and it even improves the cost-effectiveness of tooling and manufacturing. In this product initiation stage, 3 of MULTIPARTS' internal teams worked to pull the project forward. Engineering, program management, and global sourcing are all adding pieces to the puzzle as we satisfy for ourselves that we can manufacture and deliver the product in quality and consistency to the MULTIPARTS standard. When identifying and qualifying potential sources for subcomponents or assemblies, we rely on our people being on the ground. We put eyes on the facilities, we vet supplier teams, we'll even help develop suppliers' competencies to meet our specialized needs. Many of our supplier relationships are proprietary and years in the making. Sigma Stage 2 is cost analysis. This is where we decide go or no go. Based on the highly detailed data we have gathered, in ROI analysis, we define the real costs for factors like tooling, any special investment in testing and equipment, all the variables. Even after we establish the unit price based on a projection of sales, the bottom line question of the cost analysis stage is, can our customers make money with this product? If that answer is no, there is no next stage. With our Prius water pump, that answer was yes. The bigger story, though, was the quality of the part itself. I mean, it didn't have to be better, mind you, but it is. Sigma Stage 3 takes us to product development, and this is true development, where we establish and validate the design. We establish tooling to that design, and then we develop the manufacturing system to produce to that design. What makes the Prius hybrid pump such a great product, and not just a great part, is the innovation of the comprehensive system redesign. It's going to meet an expansive and growing market year after year for the foreseeable future. Using the 3-dimensional design concepts that are created by our R&D engineers, our product development engineers work collaboratively with our manufacturing partners to assess manufacturability, select materials, and create prints. We could have had the greatest design in the world. We also needed to know that we can manufacture it. For the Prius hybrid pump, we had to create an updated electronics package using the latest available automotive-grade components. We harvest data to design our electronics using the ECU on the actual vehicle, and we subject the board to environmental stress before design approval. To properly validate our conceptual Prius pump design, we employed rapid prototyping, using components created both by 3D printing and CNC machining from solid aluminum. Functional testing of multiple prototype generations allowed us to identify design modifications and improvements before investing in hard tooling and beginning pilot production. Early in the process, our operations team begins quality control planning and manufacturing system design. This is our opportunity to establish good build practices, identify critical equipment needs, and implement manufacturing best practices. Now, we move to stage 4, part approval. MULTIPARTS develops formal validation packages to ensure form, fit, and function. Does the part look right? Does it fit right? Does it work on the car? The same R&D engineers who began the design process are finally getting their hands on real parts made off production tooling. They first want to see that dimensions are maintained and that visually, the quality of the part is reflected in its appearance. Next, we stress it. To properly put the Prius pump through its paces, we created a custom test rig capable of running the part under high loads and temperatures at the extremes of what it could potentially see on a car. A custom electronic controller simulates vehicle inputs and displays performance. Here's our Prius. We put the part on the car, and our engineers are gearheads. They love this process and bring a lot of scrutiny to the actual on-car tests. They're not just putting it on the car, but truly testing the installation and the part. We drive the car for thousands of miles. By the time we're done, we are confident that the part we produce is going to work as well on the road as in our laboratories. Everything we do is to avoid on-car failures. Now, getting ready for production, we make sure everything is in line. We do all the little things, test the marking and the packaging of the part to make sure nothing will be damaged in the process. MULTIPARTS China is our wholly owned, ISO certified subsidiary. Our team does the detail work, light assembly, custom marking, kitting, and packaging. We own it to ensure the quality and precision has been carried all the way through. With PO confirmation, the project plan is now complete. Sigma Stage 5, first production. This stage is as exciting as it gets. Now we power up and really flex the entire system. We are determining manufacturability at scale. This is the real world of manufacturing up against the theoretical. We're looking for flaws in our production. We're also on the lookout for opportunities to create even greater efficiency across the manufacturing process. In this stage, our local product engineering team, together with our quality engineering team, are on site for production and quality control review. They can quickly react to early production problems and find long-term solutions. We execute our first shipment inspection and acceptance using the criteria documented by our R&D team during the previous part approval phase, and that they formalize into an online master inspection template. We test it all. The parts are being delivered? Check. Quality and function? Check. Kitting, packaging, palletizing? Check. Once we've validated the production and seen it in action, it's go time. Sigma Stage 6 is full production. After all we've done to get here, the full production stage can almost feel boring. By the time we reach this stage, we know what we have. We know our production is working, and maybe most importantly, we know why. At this point, production is smooth due to the hard work we've put in during the preceding months, sometimes years. Auditing quality system compliance, manufacturing system maintenance and continual improvement, as well as regular finished good inspection, these are just examples of how we work to make sure that the product sold in your brand sustains quality over the lifespan of the program. But that's not enough. The same level of planning and team execution that drives development of a part or category, in the final stage, drives logistics and fulfillment to deliver quality parts in the places and in the quantities that grow your market and make you money. Opportunity is the sum of our parts. And this Prius hybrid electric water pump, it's just one opportunity among the more than 10,000 car and truck parts in dozens and dozens of categories that we make. Mechanical, electrical, electronic, mechatronic, we can make it, and you can profit from it. So, if you made it this far, thank you very much. We've shown you about all we can right now, and I hope you have some questions.
Ryan, once you have questions, I want you to profit from our parts. And you know, at my age, profit is not a dirty word.